The Game Academy is always buying. Alright, we're here with the man, the myth, Sheldon Menery. We've been waiting a little while to get a little EDH deck interview with Sheldon. Sheldon's one of the grandfathers of the format. He's responsible for bringing, see, I can see the ear tug. That's like, is that some secret mafia sign? It might be. We're at Sheldon.
Was that an ethics slur?
It might.
Guy's got a vowel at the end of his name and suddenly he's all mobbed up.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. Okay. So, with Sheldon, we're here at your house tonight, and you're throwing an awesome party.
Thank you.
Your wife Gretchen is an outstanding cook.
Yep.
And basically, we've taken down a whole pile of hors d'oeuvres and homemade marshmallows. Something I never thought I would get a hold of. And we thought we'd just take a little time out, like you're enjoying a little beverage.
This is Cristal. It's not champagne. It's
Cristal.
Cristal.
Having a little fun. Tell us about some of your experiences and thoughts on EDH. Wax philosophically, if you wish.
Well, where to start? That's a big open book that you want me to start writing in there, Jeremy. Well, the first rule, there are rules, sort of unwritten rules of EDH. No douchebaggery.
No.
And you know what the first rule is?
No douchebaggery.
No douchebaggery. And if you think it might be douchebaggery,
it's probably douchebaggery.
It probably already is.
All right.
I think the next column I'm going to write for Star City Games, that's starcitygames.com.
Sure. We'll plug in there.
Hey, hi Pete. Is like the top 25 cards that I hate in the format that are still legal.
Okay.
We don't want to go the way of 250 where there was this giant ban list. There was like 100 card ban list.
Sure.
We don't want to do that. We'd much rather have a little top-down control and a lot more local group control over sort of acceptable styles of play. Because I mean, I believe if you want to have a local group wants to have a hyper competitive, let him anyway. Who gets to combo out on turn 3 fastest? Good for you.
Sure.
Have a great time.
It's definitely possible, but not that fun.
The format is completely broken. I mean, in constructed formats, standard, extended, you have significant incentive to break the format because you have the incentive of winning games and tournaments.
Sure.
EDH, the format's already broken, and winning means something different. Winning means having a good time with a good social group.
Right.
So
you might be winning just by sitting down, flipping some cards, having a nice time.
Exactly. We've certainly been winning a lot here this week as I've been hosting fellow level 5 judge Toby Elliott.
Nice.
The 4 judge Seamus Campbell, DCI tournament manager Scott Larrabee, level 2 judge Uda Cronenberg, all the way from Germany.
Nice.
In the week between Pro Tour Austin and GP Tampa. So we've been playing a lot of poolside EDH.
Right.
And when you play poolside EDH, you win before you even start playing.
That's right. Pretty good.
So I think that local groups need to find their own tenor. They need to find their own balance. The banned list is more to keep the worst offenders out of the sort of the untrusted games. You know, if you drive over to Miami to play in an EDH group, you'll know that they're at least...
Sure, they're not going to sit down and go crazy with Power 9 and all that kind of junk, right?
No turn 2 braids, I win.
Sure.
I mean, if you really want to be a jerk and play Hive Mind and Pacts, go ahead, but...
Sure. I like your idea for the Star City article. One of the videos that we actually posted yesterday was looking at, some of we had the D-bag list. Like basically the cards that they aren't banned, but if you do, and in and of themselves, maybe not the worst things in the world, but certain combinations like Hive Mind and the Pacts of Negation and all those kind of tricks. We looked at other things that just aren't like maybe that fun. Like Sundering Titan and like some of that stuff. I don't really like Obliterate and like some of those kind of cards. You know, some of that stuff is personal preference.
Sure.
What do you think are some of the things that annoy you the most, or you find to be the most unfun that aren't necessarily on the ban list?
I actually don't mind something big and splashy happening and somebody winning right away. And, you know, an obliterate and them having, you know, 10 indestructible dudes.
Sure.
Pickles Lock, on the other hand, which is just...
I think a bird hit the window.
A bird did indeed hit the window.
A drunk bird.
I think it was an ostrich, actually.
That's right.
Like Pickles Lock combo, which is just an annoyingly slow way to win.
Right.
Seems to violate the sort of social atmosphere in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there are times when I played Obliterate defensively. It's like, holy crap, you know, I've got 2 Chameleon Colossi and, you know, copies of Taurian Maulers staring me down, and I'm going to take 52 damage, or I'm going to have to obliterate.
So you got to do something. We were kind of talking about like the Magister Sphinx, the new Soren Markov. I honestly will say like that may be my least favorite new card, because a lot of times you sit down with 4 people, that hits on turn 5, and one person's like instantly out of the game,
right,
packing up, going home, and that's not always that fun.
Right. It's not to me. It's not one Mindslaver that's the problem. As a matter of fact, if people would play Mindslaver, and instead of screwing the guy that they slave, use his stuff to kill a third player, that would be pretty cool. That seems like it's interesting.
Right.
But to slaver lock somebody and keep them from ever playing the game again.
Right.
Or, you know, recursive Yosei locks or whatever.
Right. It's all the douchebag things that you can do, right?
Yeah, exactly. Mindslaver once, I think it's fine.
Sure, not that big of a deal, right?
It's Mindslaver bunches and bunches and bunches of times that I really, really hate.
You got people pouring in here. We're here at the Sheldon Menery estate. We got a bunch of people in town for Grand Prix Tampa. We're with a lot of different pro players, some level 5 judges. There's a lot of folks that have flown in town here. Sexy lady there's my wife coming around. Pretty good times. See if we can get this hot tub going later. What do you see as being the future of EDH? Like, what are the directions? What are some changes that you think need to take place to sustain longevity? And what kinds of things do you think like are going to kind of stay in place over time?
I think we really need to maintain EDH as a casual, social format, because once it becomes competitive, it loses everything that makes it a popular format.
All right. Now Patrick Chapin was just getting pretty excited about like money games on Sunday, like $100 a head. Do you think that's a bad idea?
I think it's a terrible idea. For one, we don't like gambling at our events.
That's right. Oh well, did I say money games? Surely that was in jest.
Yeah. And again, once you put anything significant on the line, whether it's $100 or store credit or, you know, more than enough, you know, to help the store that you're playing at keep in business, then players do have a significant incentive to just be broken and have turn 4 kills. And that ruins the social aspect of the game. So finding a way to long-term support the game as a casual format. And Vice President of Organized Play, Chris Gallagher, and I were talking about this some time back, but it's like, he called me, because Scott Larrabee said, hey, I got Galvin into EDH. I was like, okay.
Nice.
And he called me and he said, so how do we get people playing this format at their shop and keep it from becoming competitive?
Okay.
Said, well, that's the giant question.
No, you want to be the Wolfman at the Game Academy?
You know, somebody's gonna get the dirty work done.
Talk about who you got on there. Just 1 second.